Okay, live on YouTube. If you can comment for me and let me know you can hear me, that would be helpful. Let me get pulled up on TikTok. All right. All right. Hi, Jen. Hi. Today's been a crazy day for me. I'm trying to ground myself before we get going. Hi on TikTok. Welcome. If it's your first time seeing me do a live channeling, I am channeling for my Ascension members, and they have a private Zoom link they can get on and ask questions. So I will be starting at 5:30 p.m. Central Time every Wednesday. I'll get on and do a live like this. So if you want to come and listen, you are welcome. Or if you want to participate and ask questions, there's a link to my Ascension membership in my bio. All right. Welcome to YouTube as well. Just to make sure that you can hear me on YouTube, can someone comment for me and let me know that my sound is on? Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't ever tell from my end if anything's working. You can hear me on TikTok? Okay. Perfect. Up and running. Okay, so just so those tuning in, I will be channeling live for my Ascension membership. And if you want to ask questions, you can come over to the link in my bio and look for that Ascension membership. I believe it's under services, right, Jen? I think that's where it is. Okay.
Thanks.
And then if I'm gonna be offering I'm letting people into my live or my Zoom too. I'm going to hopefully create a link for you guys to send in questions in the near future if you want to do that without joining the Ascension membership. But the best way to do it, the best value would be to join that membership, just because then you get access to all the stuff. Okay. Do I know who's going to be host tonight? I haven't heard from anybody, so.
If you need me, I can.
Okay. If Karen's not on, I might have to have you do that. Maybe.
Okay.
And actually, I might just do that now just so I can have you let people in so I can just concentrate. Today's been crazy. I need to ground a little bit. Okay. My mouse is like lost its mind. Anytime I move it, it goes. It's like shooting all over the place. Okay, welcome YouTube, welcome TikTok, and hi my people. So those of you that are not as part of my Ascension membership, I have a group of people on Zoom right now who will be interacting and asking questions. The Wisdom Keepers usually just bring in through, I don't know what they ever bring through, just a message for the collective as well. So that's probably what we'll start with. So. right. I'm going to go ahead and get ready here. And I will be back. Can everybody hear me on Zoom? Okay. O shakiriamaki a ina o shakitiamaka uriakashi kitiamaka ini a ako aniakishi ani ki ana o shikitiana iniaki a o shikiriamako ini a o ishakatianiki anaki aka o shakitianaki naniki o tia ama ia o shi a ia. Whew. Divine ones, we are here to assist you in this light and transmission this evening to allow you to begin to comprehend and bring in more light into the vessel of your human understanding. At this time, we would like to remind you that as things are shifting in your energy field, as things are shifting upon your planet, you may be feeling different things within your body. You may be having moments of shift or strong clarity that comes in suddenly. You may even begin to feel a sensation within parts of your body. You may begin to project a different reality around you, which could at times cause your mind to feel confused or dysregulated. And as these shifts begin to continue and take place on your planet at this time, we want to let you know that these are not things that have not been taking place prior to this moment. There are things that you are now just shifting into the awareness of to have comprehension and clarity of these micro shifts that are constantly happening in the quantum field of energy around you. As you begin to have more awareness of these sudden shifts or more clarity that might come in, giving you the ability to project into your world a new reality, you will begin to have moments where you are seeing things that may be keeping you from trusting the new reality you are shifting into. By this, we mean any fear, any anxiety, any lower frequency emotions or ideas that have kept you in the energies of the third dimension. As you begin to shift in your awareness into a higher frequency, the things that hold you into this frequency and dimension must begin to shift out of your energetic field and reality. This is why at times you may feel these things in your body as they are attempting to be released and to be transformed into a higher frequency. We encourage you in these moments to take time to allow the shifts to move through the physical vessel of your body and through the mind in order for it to be able to correlate and coordinate between both your physical and non-physical. As many of you are beginning to see the reality of your truth beyond the human logic and understanding. This awareness can cause your mind, your thoughts, and your body to react based on the current frequency you are in. We encourage you to take note and to simply allow that to begin to shift out of your energy field and into the light that you are returning into as you remember through the awakening of your true self. Many of us are here assisting, observing, and supporting you, and we will continue to do so as we feel great love towards humanity and the need for them to continue to rise, to be able to continue to create more of the divine energy of truth and love that Source holds. We are here now to assist you with the questions that you have.
Jen. All right. So I had a meeting with a healer recently who told me I could work with the Syrians and ask for healing while I sleep. I'm curious to know if they have been working with me, because if they are, I'm not aware of it. And also if they are, what they're doing.
They are working with you. However, you will likely not be able to feel or sense the work, as this is energetic work and it takes time to integrate into the physical body. But there are beings of light or Syrians. There are also some tall whites working with your energy field, helping to clear it and to prepare you for the ascension, to hold more frequency and light. As you are here to project the energy of love through the grid around you with your presence. So as you are being worked on with these beings, you may not feel it physically, but you will feel it energetically shifting around you and in your reality. And we predict that you have had some moments like this. Is this so?
I'm not sure.
Have you had moments of shift in your reality that cause you to feel confused?
Probably. I mean, that seems to be happening all the time lately.
This is what is taking place in your field. This is the work that is being done on your body, and the increase in the amount that you have had that happening is due to the work that is taking place within your energetic field. We also want you to know this will impact the physical body and the things that you are wanting to be healed, and they will be healed. We hope this helps you.
Thank you very much. Pam?
Yes, I've got a couple of questions. I'll just start with one right now, and then maybe later I can ask the other question. When we die, do we keep I know we turn into energy, but do we keep our human form in the form of a bright light?
We want to correct one thing that you have put into your question. You made a statement that you turn into energy. We want to remind you that you do not turn into anything else. You remove yourself from a physical plane and density called the physical body, and you return back to yourself. So you do not turn into energy. You are that energy, and you return to that energy. Now, the question of what it looks like is based on the frequency in which it resides. And this frequency can shift and change based on dimensions, based on focus, based on the ideas or the desires of that particular soul and what they want to experience, and the different parts of the quantum field of the consciousness of source. That being said, lifetimes, whether they want to be in this dimension or another dimension, that frequency will show up in a different color, a different sound, and to you appearing as if it is a different energy. Does this make sense?
Kind of. It's hard for me to try to relate to that, but
Which part do you not relate to?
Frequencies, energies are hard, but changing of frequencies is hard to understand.
Do you understand up and down?
Yes.
We will use that as an example. As you are on the earth plane, you see things as logical or in a perspective of time. The density of time creates the ability for energy to be shared in different frequencies. In this dimension, you have emotions such as sadness, anger, and grief, and emotions such as love, joy, and peace. Do you know the difference between these types of emotions?
Yes.
Do you understand that from your perspective, one may seem higher than the other?
Yes.
This is what we are saying. Those who reside in the earthly plane may resonate more with a lower frequency, feeling those emotions as a human. When you leave this realm, when you leave your body, the density of those emotions, you return to the light of who you are, and you feel the love, joy, and peace, which shifts the color, the vibration, and the sound of your soul. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Now, when this soul ascends into other dimensions, say you are now talking to us, the Octarians, we have ascended into the 12th dimension, and our resonance vibrates much different than yours. This is why at times it is hard for us to comprehend your low frequency emotions such as fear, anger, resentment, judgment. For us to comprehend those, we would have to become like you to be able to feel and sense those. In our frequency, we reside in what you may call higher frequency emotions such as joy, love, and peace, and even other emotions that humanity is unable to access at this time due to the increased frequency of them. We also reside as a light body. We are what you may call blue or purple or a unique color vibrating in our field. If you were to see us physically, we would appear to be blue to you. You do not appear to be blue, right?
Correct.
So each dimension, each part that your soul experiences changes the vibration, which then will give it a different hue or color about it. It will also give it a different tone, as there are tones, as in music, throughout the entire universe. And even now, you are vibrating at a note that is developed specifically for you in your soul. That note changes in octane by going into the physical realm. It lowers itself as it becomes a human and vibrates and sounds as a more dense frequency. When you return to your soul or vibration of original self, that sound may appear to be higher. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, very interesting.
Yes, it is. So at all times, this is a capacity that any soul can do or use. The vibration is the creation of itself. This is also why you as humans have the ability to shift your energetic field and frequency by changing your thoughts, changing your perspective, and the beliefs that you have. When you think in fear, you experience and vibrate at fear level. When you think in peace, you vibrate and experience in the peace level. Does this make sense?
Yes, so much more than what I thought before. Thank you.
We hope that was helpful.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, Kim.
What was it that you were speaking at the very beginning?
This was a light language that we were using to integrate our energy into this vessel, Angie, as she was ungrounded. She was unable to comprehend and translate the energy through her mind at that time. So we did some shifting in her energetic field for us to be able to work with her energy. She must release these low frequencies that she pulls in during the day in order for us to have a clear channel through her. And she had not released those at the beginning of this time. So we did it to help her. Does that make sense?
Yes, and we thank you so much, or I thank you so much for
Yes, you are welcome.
explaining that.
Of course.
Gina? Yeah, I've got a question. I notice when I'm talking with my friends, and we're all comparing different physical sensations or things that we're experiencing, I'm wondering if there's reasons why maybe they may be experiencing physical symptoms and I'm not, or does it have to do, and I'm assuming these are all with somewhat of an ascension, is it because I'm not physically aware or I'm not as attuned or my frequency is different from theirs? And that's why we are all experiencing symptoms differently at different times?
Yes, that is correct. You are all at different frequencies. Therefore, you are experiencing things at different times, as everything is a synchronization. If you all were playing the exact same notes, then you would not have a symphony. You would not have an expansion. You would not have a growth. And so you all play a different note in the quantum field. You all have a different vibration about you. Just as we were speaking about the density emotions and the higher emotions that hold frequency that is more closely related to your true form, as you each begin to shift and clear and resonate with a new frequency, you will feel a physical sensation come up in the body as that is releasing. And so all of you will be on a different level in some capacity. Some may be vibrating more closely with one another. And that is why you may have a group of people that begin to have the ascension symptoms at the same time, why another group do not feel anything at all. That is because whatever energy is being used in that moment to help shift the quantum field or the light bodies throughout the world is coming to clear out different vibrations and different energies. We will use this example. Those who are not struggling with grief at the time will not feel the frequency that is coming in to clear grief. Those who are not feeling angry at this time will not feel the energy that is coming in to help clear anger at this time. So each of you will be having shifts in your energetic field based on your own experiences that you've had throughout your life and what you are releasing and healing at this time. And some of you have had similar experiences in different parts of the energetic field. And that is why you all feel it at the same time, why others may not. Does this help?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Jen?
A few weeks ago, my 8-year-old son had a dream where he said some magic happened and he became half boy and half girl. Like his body was boy and his arms and legs were girl. This was a shock to him and he was trying to comprehend what was going on. So I was wondering if you could tell me anything about this dream that he had.
He was tapping into some of the other lifetimes in which he has been both. And he was having an experience of remembrance of having been in two different types of bodies at basically one time. But to you all, it feels like past life or future life. So he was tapping into his higher self in a way that gave him a little bit of confusion about which body he was currently in. And when he came back into this body, it felt strange or alarming to him to have gone that deep into his comprehension of himself outside of this realm. Does this make sense and help?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Beth?
Hi, I have such a hard time seeing all the violence and war that is going on right now, and honestly has just gone on for the history of humanity. My question is, are there other civilizations from other star systems that are as violent and warlike as humans on Earth, or is Earth the only one who is so violent like this?
There are other dimensions that have things maybe you would call violence. However, the violence looks very different in these dimensions. They are not as destructive, and in some ways, there's an agreement between the two beings that are having conflict for the purpose of expansion of themselves. And the ego does not reside outside of this dimension the way it does in others. And so there is not necessarily an ego thought in some of these other frequencies that might cause the conflict, but the conflict is not as detrimental or destructive as it is on your planet. And that is because Earthlings have continued to be taught to be at odds with one another and to vibrate at a frequency that causes their ego, thoughts, and minds to project fear, control, and judgment at other humans instead of seeing yourself as one unit or one being. You see yourself separate and against if you do not think or believe or be the same way the other being or other human might be. So the destruction that you have, the war, the fighting, the anger that comes on your planet is due to the very dense energy of the planet and the allowance of that from source to have the experience in this way. However, the planet Earth was never meant to become so very dark. And in many times prior to this, it actually has been darker, you may say. But this is a time of revealing what has been taking place on the Earth for many thousands to millions of years and clearing that out as it is time for a rebirth of this planet. So you may be struggling with the idea of what is taking place on this planet, as we are as well, and wish it to not be. But we want to let you know that from our perspective, that we see this as a shift, allowing more light to come. But it will be the perspective of the humans to bring that light, as we cannot intervene and force the human mind to see differently, as you have taken on this role of free will in the human experience on your own. And if we were to interject it would interrupt the process of you ascending into light. So our encouragement as this is taking place on your planet, even as hard as it may be at this time, is to begin to shift your focus to the things that you want to see happening in order to create and manifest those. Do you have any other questions regarding this?
No, thank you. That was helpful.
You're welcome.
Gina?
Yeah, I've got a question, a couple questions. So I was having a conversation with my sister, and she she shared that she's had 3 different interactions that she can recall with ETs. I'm curious if her recall of these situations were accurate, if she wasn't hallucinating or in psychosis. And a couple of those experiences was that she was abducted for a period of time. The second time where they were working on her feet at the bottom of her bed. And yeah, so wanted to ask a couple of those questions to see what you can gather.
Yes, this is accurate. She has had some abductions and interactions with extraterrestrials, and that's just simply because she came here to be a support in some way for an experience and an experiment. There is a lot of things that they do with her body to learn from it. And she did volunteer for this to take place and to happen. So, what you may call psychosis or delusional often is reality in our perspective, but it can appear and feel like that from a human perspective. This is not something she needs to be alarmed or worried about. It is simply a project, you may say, that she has volunteered to be a part of at this time. And it is not necessarily harming her. However, we can see how it may cause her to struggle in this reality at times due to the projection and ideas that she brings back with her when she leaves and returns, because it does not line up with this understanding of Earth the way that she attempts to see it. Does this help?
Yes, I have another question regarding that. She said she was gone. She feels like she was gone for a period of about 6 months, but time came back to where it was when she got back here. Is that accurate?
This is accurate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kim?
Yeah, I had a very close friend growing up, and she passed away about, maybe about 8, 9 years ago. I just want to ask if you know if she's with me.
She is with you anytime you want her to be with you, as she does not really reside anywhere except for where she projects her energy, as she is a soul at this time. So if there is something that you would like to speak with her about or spend time with her about, all you need to do is think of her, and she will feel your energy and thoughts and can be with you in that way from that perspective of that part of her soul. Does this help?
Very much. Thank you.
Heather?
Yes, hi. It's a question spurred in me because when I was a young child, I had such an extreme fear of extraterrestrials, and I'm wondering if I have had any contact that I'm just not remembering.
Yes, you've had contact. You have had moments of interactions, and many of you are connected to other star systems. And so when you had these moments of fear, it was simply your human mind projecting into the experiences that you were having, which could cause you to be afraid of these things. Many of the children or people that have experiences where they're not able to fully comprehend what is taking place to them could become fearful of these experiences just simply because they do not make sense in the human mind's reality. based on how things may appear or look to the human mind of what is real, what is not real, what is good, what is not bad, or what is bad. We have all different ways of being in the universe, and each of our energies project themselves differently. So depending on what beings you were connected with, it could have been something that caused you to feel fearful at that time.
Right. And building on that, the object that I saw years ago that looked like a Zeppelin, was that interdimensional, or was that human?
That was interdimensional. It was a being that was projecting itself into this realm, and you were able to get a glimpse of this being. It is also what we can see into the energetic field at this time is likely one of your own personal supports, or you may say guides, that you were able to connect with at that time. Does this help?
Wow, thank you. Yes, yes. And will I be seeing more of these beings in the future?
It is not always helpful for you to see these beings, as it disrupts and interrupts your human life and perspective. But as you move forward and you release more of the density in your physical body and mind, you may open up to more of these opportunities in the near future to have interactions. We will not ever intervene on a human mind unless there is a full agreement and a knowing that that human will not move into fear when we interact with them, as we do not want to cause any problems or fear on a human. Does this make sense?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Gina?
I'm wondering if you could tell me if there's a specific planet that my soul originated from.
We do feel Sirius very closely in your lineage of the soul. And at this time, you may be resonating at that frequency the most. And so you might interact with these beings more so than others. But at this time, that is what we do feel for you. We cannot share any more at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Mandy, and I have a couple questions. Can you tell me if my son Jacob was on Earth during the destruction of Atlantis?
We can look and see if we are allowed to see that. We do see that he was a participant at this time. It does appear that he worked with water in some type of way. He also was able to do some engineering work in that timeline. He is a very creative being, and in this timeline, he may be using creativity as well. But yes, we can see that he was there.
And can you tell me anything about my parents? Are they volunteers at this time?
Why would they volunteer?
Volunteer to be here during this lifetime?
It depends on the element of volunteering you are talking about. There are volunteers of souls that come to be a human, and there are volunteers that come from other dimensions to support humanity in the light and ascension. When we feel into the energetics of your parents, we do feel more of a human element than an extraterrestrial, you may say. And therefore, we do not see them necessarily being volunteers in the way that you are perceiving. Does this help?
Yes, it does. Gina, did you have another question?
Yeah, I've got a question. Not sure if you can answer. But I used to belong to a religion, and I'm curious. I see many people leaving, and I'm curious about what percentage maybe of that religion will stay over the course of time, or if it will fully collapse.
Religion is going to fully collapse at some point in the very near future. It is already doing so. Many of the things within the system are not able to be held together in the frequency that Earth is moving into. So, in some ways, you may say that those of you that are changing into a higher frequency or shifting and ascending will not be seeing religion in the way that you have perceived it to be on your planet at this time. There may be others who are also connected or staying in a third dimensional thinking that will continue to attempt to keep these structures together for a longer period. However, eventually these all will diminish and be a part of Earth's history or a season of humanity's life within the age of Pisces that use the energy of religion to begin to ascend into a different frequency that you are moving into now. So you are seeing the actual shifts taking place where those who have been in religion are now leaving or beginning to see things differently. However, we want you to know that religion also has been and is playing a part in the ascension, as many who have been starting to go are using this as their journey into awakening. Does this help?
Yes. Approximate timeline. Are you talking like 50 years from now? Or are we saying 20 years from now? What do you anticipate with the specific religion I was a part of where it will maybe collapse?
You will see major changes by year 2030. You are already seeing changes. There are going to be some secrets and things that are coming out about your specific religion, as well as many others. And these secrets are no longer going to be able to hold things together. They will begin to fall, you may say, but the actual completion of it will take quite a while. We will say within the next 100 years, religion will not be a part of the planet.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? I think we're done with the questions.
Thank you for this time of energetic exchange and for your patience as we have worked with you this evening and using this vessel. And we love you, and we encourage you to continue to remind yourself of your own love. We will see you and talk to you soon. All right. That felt really weird, guys.
That was amazing.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Those are great questions.
I felt like you were channeling a little more haltingly than you usually do. Did anybody else feel that way?
Yes.
A little
What
bit?
do you mean haltingly?
Give me a second.
Well,
I'm gonna end my bye YouTube. Thank you for being here. And